What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have top 10 times the WWE went too far in the Attitude Era. Yes, the Attitude Era was the greatest era of all time, but some of the things were kind of crazy and over the top. Here's 10 of those things. Number 10, Hit and Run. Survivor Series 1999 was set for a big triple threat match between The Rock, Triple H, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But while Austin was walking backstage, he was hit by a car. The reason this segment was created was to get Austin off of TV for surgery. Austin wanted to go out with a bang. Once Stone Cold returned, he was searching for the man who ran him over. This is where it gets crazy. Commissioner Mick Foley accused The Rock for running him over, until Rikishi comes out and reveals it was him who ran over Austin. His reason was years of racism from the Great White Hope that held his people back for so long. So him taking out Austin could allow The Rock to become successful. But The Rock was already a 3-time WWE champion before all this. Also, Rikishi wasn't even in the WWE when this all happened. The worst part about this is Rikishi was a great face, and then he had to turn heel, and people didn't like this character change. Number 9, Sexual Chocolate. Before Henry was the world's strongest man who won the World Heavyweight Championship, he was once known as Sexual Chocolate. After the Nation of Domination split, Henry teamed up with D'Lo Brown, but betrayed him a little after teaming up. Fans found out the reason he betrayed D'Lo Brown during a sex therapy session. He revealed he lost his virginity at the age of 8 to his sister. Incest much. Sexual Chocolate would have many more insane therapy sessions. He would also sleep with Mae Young, and let's not forget about how he received oral sex from a transvestite. It was hilarious but completely embarrassing for Mark Henry. How does Mark Henry go from all that to a world champion a decade later? Number 8, chopping off Val Venus's wee-wee. Val Venus was surprisingly a huge Attitude Era star. And I say surprisingly because he had a porn star gimmick. When Val Venus feuded with Kayante and Samaguchi-san, the hardest names ever, guys, crazy things were going to go down. Val released a sex tape with Yamaguchi-san's wife. Kayante then took Val and threatened him with a sword and a salami, yelling, "I choppy your pee-pee!" Later, they took Val hostage, dropped his shorts, and swung the sword. That's how Raw ended, guys. They swung a sword and that's it. What happened at next week's Raw? Val would return just fine, claiming he was saved by his good friend John Wayne Bobbitt. Number 7, Ministry of Darkness. The Undertaker's character was never realistic ever since his WWE debut, but it was during the Attitude Era that realism went completely out the window. At Judgment Day 1998, Taker would turn heel, reunited with Paul Bearer, and soon we saw his new faction known as the Ministry of Darkness. Undertaker became an evil priest, and his faction consists with the likes of Dennis Knight, who transformed into Midian after Taker slit his wrist and made Knight drink his blood. Undertaker was doing terrifying deeds such as trying to crucify Stone Cold and leaving a burning cross on the McMahon's yard. He also almost crucified Stephanie McMahon as a sacrifice to his higher power. He also attempted to marry Stephanie in a dark wedding. Number 6, the Montreal Screwjob. One of the most shocking unscripted moments in WWE history, the Montreal Screwjob. I talked about this a lot in past videos, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. So let me give you a quick summary. Bret Hart's contract was expiring, and he didn't want to drop the title in his home country. He wanted to win at Survivor Series and vacate the title later after. McMahon was like, "No, you're dropping it." So now comes Survivor Series 1997, and Bret Hart has no idea what the finish will be. Michaels had Bret Hart in the sharpshooter, and Vince tells the ref to ring for the bell, and the bell rings. He never tapped, but the match was over. While it's easy to dislike Vince McMahon for disrespecting a wrestler who worked hard for him over the years, but this event did begin the McMahon character, which played a big role in the Attitude Era. Number 5, Psycho Bossman. When you think of the Big Boss Man, there are two you can think of. Either the 90s cop or a twisted psychopath from the Attitude Era. One psychotic moment was with Al Snow where Bossman killed Al's dog and fed it to him. Another crazy moment was with the Big Show after Show's father had passed away, which was a real life tragedy and WWE used it as an angle. The WWE recreated a funeral where Bossman pulled the casket from a hearse through the graveyard whilst Show was on the casket. Bossman later said a poem which said, "If I had a son as stupid as you, I'd wish for cancer so I could die too." What the hell is wrong with this guy? Finally, Bossman became Undertaker's victim at WrestleMania 15 in a Hell in a Cell match during Taker's Dark Priest days. After the match, Bossman's neck was attached by a rope to the cell, which lifted off of the ground, and he was hanged. Number 4, Mae Young. Mae Young was a legend, and at 75 years old, She debuted during the Attitude Era as a comedy act. She wrestled from time to time and took bumps from the likes of 3-Minute Warning, Jeff Jarrett, and most memorable, the powerbomb off of the Raw ramp by Bubba Ray Dudley. Young was in one comedy act where she was in a bikini contest and she'd flash her puppies, also known as you know what. She also had sexual encounters with many wrestlers, most notable Mark Henry, who was sexual chocolate at the time, and he got her pregnant, and the baby was a hand. Yeah, a hand. Number 3, Insane Risk. The Attitude Era was packed with crazy moments we may never forget as wrestling fans. Edge spearing Jeff Hardy while he was hanging on the belts, Mankind falling off of the cell and through the cell, or Shane McMahon jumping off of Titantrons. The Attitude Era was full of the scariest risk ever performed, making us wonder, is it really worth it? Some of these risks aren't always flashy high spots. Foley was hit in the head with a chair 11 times while handcuffed at the Royal Rumble. Droz was taking a powerbomb, but D'Lo Brown botched and he became paralyzed. And let's not forget about Owen Hart, who was just doing an entrance and he fell to his death. Number 2, Disrespecting Women. It really is amazing how far women have come since the Attitude Era. I was watching Bayley versus Alexa Bliss yesterday, which was amazing, and I am very happy with the evolution of women wrestling. Let's talk about women in the Attitude Era. The WWF knows that sex sells. It was a major key to the Attitude Era's success as the WWE displayed women as playthings. Every Raw we would hear Jerry Lawler scream for puppies, which is another word he used for breast. Every week the portrayal of women would be disgraceful as they were objectified for the sake of entertainment. There were plenty of bra and panties matches. Stephanie McMahon was drugged into marrying Triple H, but the plot twist was that she was in on it. Linda McMahon was also drugged while Mr. McMahon had an affair with Trish Stratus. Vince would also force Trish to strip in the ring and bark like a dog. But it is 2016 and it's a new time, and I truly believe that the NXT Women's Championship means something more than any title on Raw or SmackDown. So I have major respect for the women that changed the business. And number 1, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon approved every one of these things on this list, and some of these things were his idea. Vince is also number 1 because while the real Vince was green-lighting racist, penis-chopping, spinning real-life tragedies and making senior citizens give birth to hands, the Mr. McMahon character was also a big part of the Attitude Era. Vince wrestled in some matches and even won sometimes, but he booked himself to be the winner of the 1999 Royal Rumble. He also held the most prestigious title of all time, the WWE Championship. Later he would vacate the title, but did he really need to win it? There are countless things McMahon did during the Attitude Era that went too far, like revealing himself as Undertaker's higher power or making Trish bark like a dog. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WWE Pllana. We got some great stuff there. Also, check out my other channel about top 10s that aren't WWE related, Official Life Facts. Take care and spike your hair.